All right, so what is SOC for service organizations? What is a SOC report? So in 2017, the AICPA introduced the term system and organizations controls. It used to be a service organization control report, and they realized that not all of the entities, the companies that needed to have a SOC report for their customers were actually service organizations. So they changed it to system and organization control. So it's a suite of services that a independent CPA like myself and my firm provide for system level controls for a company. And it's an internal control. So it's a report on the internal controls of the organization so that their customers can know that the data stored there or the services provided are being protected at a minimum level based on the controls in that report. So SOC examinations are not certifications. You don't get SOC certified. It is an examination of controls for a point in time or for a period of time. And so when you get your report and complete a SOC 2 examination, I do not give you a certificate. I give you the actual report. And then that report is intended for a certain type of user. And so it is important to note that you're not SOC 2 certified. You have completed a SOC 2 examination. And it is an examination of your controls for a period of time or a point in time for your users, your customers to review. So continuing, a SOC report is on internal controls. An independent CPA is used, is used to evaluate the effectiveness of the controls related to the service provided. It's appropriate to understand the oversight that the organization maintains over third parties. Everybody has heard about the cloud nowadays. In fact, we are using a cloud service to do this webinar. And so everybody is on the cloud. And if you have a Gmail account, you are using a cloud service. So when you are working with a company, odds are pretty high that they use a cloud service provider. So you as a user of that company want to know how they maintain oversight over the third parties, over the cloud providers that they are using to provide you a service. So that's an important part of a SOC report. And it helps reduce the compliance burden because SOC reports are flexible so that you can include more than one type of assessment. So you can have a SOC 2 report that includes your HIPAA assessment or includes high tech or includes your FFIEC if you're a financial institution controls. So you just have one report that you can share with regulators and your customers and whoever needs it. And of course, it enhances the ability to obtain and retain customers. So if you're in a competition to get a customer and it's between you and another company that performs a similar type of service, but you have a SOC report demonstrating your competency of your internal controls and the security of your internal controls, you will, 9 times out of 10, you will win that engagement over another company, another service provider that does not have a SOC report. So what is a SOC report? As I said, there are 5 types. So there's a SOC 1, which is the original SOC report that was started back in the 70s, believe it or not, and then became more in use in the mid 90s and early 2000s. It is important or covers the internal control over financial reporting. And then we have a SOC 2 report that covers the trust services criteria, and we'll go into that more. It's more an IT control focused. And then a SOC 3. So a SOC 3 is a general use report. It is paired with a SOC 2. A SOC 2 report is restricted to a certain type of user. A SOC 3 can be thrown on your website for everybody to read. It's a watered down reports, and that's why it has to be tied with a SOC 2. They have to go together. And then there's a SOC for cybersecurity, which goes over your cybersecurity controls. It is often internally for management, and then SOC for supply chains. A lot of us have a supply chain, and we want to understand the security and the controls around that supply chain, especially as we've heard of the supply chain hack with SolarWinds, and many others have to deal with supply chains and human rights issues that are impacting their supply chains, etc. So software supply chains came out in 2020 and will be an important report as more and more companies use it to understand and demonstrate the security of their supply chain. It's not just cyber security, it's the security, it goes over the security in general.
For more information, click on the link below or visit databrackets.com.